Welcome back to the Peach Teach English podcast. I'm Frankie Mesmer, your host. And today we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions because 2024 is coming to an end. Now, some people might say that New Year's resolutions are a waste of time or they're very basic, or maybe why do we need to do them in January? And that can all be a bit valid, but from my point of view, New Year's resolutions are a way of setting goals and finding purpose and focus in your life. And sure, you can do that in January, March, December, any month, but it is nice to have a period of time that we know when to sit down and refocus our goals. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get started on 2025 and our goals, I believe it's important that we start with looking over the past year. And that is 2024, right? So if I go back to January of 2024, I didn't have any big New Year's resolutions for this year. I think my main goal was to continue improving my Turkish and travel to Turkey. And neither of those things happened because other priorities came up in my life. And guys, that's something very important to remember. We can make these New Year's resolutions, but if other priorities or goals come up, you can change them. What's the most important is that we have our focus and we know what we're really living for. So I quit studying Turkish and I didn't visit Turkey this year, but I will continue learning Turkish and I will visit Turkey one day. But in 2024, two other big things came up. And the first one is I decided to start my own business, this Peach Teach English project. And I'm so happy that I jumped into this. I don't think I really had a specific business plan in the beginning. I'm definitely going to walk into 2025 with a better plan. But I think my main goal for my Peach Teach English project in 2024 was just to get started, to put myself out there. And I've had a lot of people supporting me, giving me advice, telling me what I can do better. And I'm so thankful for every single one of them. And the other big thing that came up this year in 2024 was my wife and I started building a house out in the countryside. And we're working on building our dream home. And this is why my plan to visit Turkey was canceled, because at the moment I'm spending on that house project. And hopefully this is moving on to my New Year's resolutions for 2025 is we will be living in that house next year. I do believe this is going to be a long-term project, but we would like to finish the first floor next year so that we can go ahead and move out there, start living in the house, and then over time, we will continue working on the house and finish the second floor. So that's one of my New Year's resolutions. And the other New Year's resolution that I have for 2025 is to continue growing my business. I would like to be able to have enough students so that I don't have to continue working with other companies. That's my first goal. And then the second one is to be able to double my income because my business is growing and very successful. And the last New Year's resolution that I have for 2025 is to visit the US with my wife. First, this is going to be in the hands of the embassy. She has an interview in January, the first week of January. And if they say yes, we will be able to travel to the US together next year. And after 7 years of being together, I'll finally be able to show her where I grew up and my beautiful hometown. So those are my 3 New Year's resolutions for 2025. So guys, another thing that I find really cool that we can do as we prepare for the next year is we can find a theme that will represent 2025. Basically like one word. And this could be a word like growth, patience, whatever you want your focus to be on in 2025. And I got this idea from someone on LinkedIn and I thought it was really cool. And so I responded that 2025 is going to be my year for bravery. I'm going to be brave in 2025. I'm going to take chances. I'm going to believe in my success. And I'm going to face my fears. And one of the reasons I chose this word is because at the end of January and the beginning of February, I'm going to be attending a live event in Florida with a tutor community that I'm a part of called the Insider Secrets Club. The event is called Impact, and I was invited to be a speaker. And guys, I'm terrified of public speaking. Ever since I was a little girl, whenever I had to speak in public, I just got so nervous. I'd forget the words. I'd fidget with whatever was on my wrist or in my hands. And yeah, just sweaty and very terrible experiences. But I've realized that I don't need to be afraid of this forever. I need to stop saying no just because it's uncomfortable. And I need to share my knowledge, wisdom, and experiences with people, especially if they can learn something from it. So I was asked to be a speaker there, and I will talk about how to make great video content. And I hope to inspire the other tutors at the event to go back home and start creating videos so that their business can grow. And I'm going to face this fear. I'm going to be a public speaker, and I'm going to start 2025 with bravery, and I will finish 2025 with bravery. Well, now that I've finished sharing my review of 2024 and my New Year's resolutions and focus for 2025, I'd like to inspire you to do the same. So, the first step, guys, is don't try to make a really long list of a lot of goals. Many studies show when you do that, you end up achieving none of them. So I'd recommend that you just choose 1, maximum 3 goals, and really focus on making those a priority. Also, you don't have to be perfect, and you won't be perfect. A lot of people give up on their New Year's resolutions, especially things like learning a language or going to the gym, because they miss a day or they miss a few days. Guys, you will miss some days. Just remember, you can get right back on track the next day. And think about it, guys. What is your word to represent 2025? Like mine is bravery. What word will define your 2025? And guys, just thinking these things or writing them down is not enough. You need to make an action plan. And if possible, make your goals measurable so it's easy to check them off that you have achieved them. For example, I want my business to grow, right? So I have my goal 1 to make enough where I can quit my other jobs and dedicate all my time to my business. And then I have a second growth goal and a third growth goal so that I can double my income. And I've evaluated how I can make that possible. You need to do these types of things when you make a New Year's resolution. And finally, guys, make sure you check back in with yourself periodically, okay? I would recommend every 3 months, okay? So basically, after 3 months, look back at your goals. After 6 months, take another look. After 9 months, look again. And then finally, 2025 will be coming to an end. And you can see if you reached your goals or not. And guys, it is just a year. It doesn't mean you have to make them come true this year. If it's something that really matters to you, you can keep going for it in 2026, 2027. But making a plan will help. And guys, just like last year, my priorities changed. I stopped studying Turkish. I didn't visit Turkey. Instead, I started my business and built a house. So if your priorities change, it's normal. Establish new goals. The most important thing is that we always have a goal and a focus on something we're trying to achieve or improve on in our lives. So that's my challenge for you. Choose between 1 and 3 goals for 2025, one focus word to represent 2025, and make a plan. Please share your goals with me in the comments. I'd love to hear about your plans for 2025. Thank you for listening to this episode today. And if one of your goals is to improve your English for 2025, I'd love to support you. Please sign up for a free courtesy class on my website, peachteachenglish.com, and let's get started making you a confident English speaker. Until next time, guys.